The year was 1607, a time of exploration and new beginnings. A ship named the Susan Constant arrived on the shores of Virginia, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of a new world. It carried the men and women who would establish Jamestown, the first permanent English settlement in North America. The settlers faced numerous challenges, from harsh weather to limited resources and unfamiliar terrain. Yet these early colonists persevered, driven by dreams of a new life and new opportunities. The Mayflower Compact, signed aboard the Mayflower in 1620, marked another pivotal moment. This document laid the groundwork for a society based on consent and the rule of law. It was the seed from which a new nation would grow, built on the principles of freedom and equality. They built homes, cleared land and established communities, laying the foundation for a nation yet to be born. They were the first flickering flames of the American spirit, characterized by resilience and a relentless pursuit of freedom. The Atlantic Ocean became a bridge connecting the Old World to the New. Ships laden with tobacco, furs and timber sailed from colonial ports to England. In return, they brought back manufactured goods and settlers eager to start new lives. This transatlantic trade, known as the triangular trade, fueled the growth of the colonies. It created wealth and spurred economic development. The southern colonies, blessed with fertile soil and a warm climate, flourished with cash crops like tobacco, rice and indigo. Plantations, reliant on enslaved African labor, dominated the economy. The north, with its rocky soil and harsh winters, turned to fishing, shipbuilding and trade. Merchants and traders amassed fortunes. Cities like Boston, New York and Philadelphia grew into bustling centers of commerce. The seeds of American capitalism were sown in the fertile ground of free enterprise. Yet this prosperity came at a steep price. The triangular trade brought with it the horrors of the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of Africans were forcibly transported to the Americas, condemned to a life of servitude. The institution of slavery would leave an indelible stain on the American conscience, a moral contradiction at the heart of the nation's founding. As the 18th century progressed, tensions between Great Britain and its American colonies began to rise. The colonists, accustomed to a degree of self-governance, chafed under increasingly restrictive British policies. The cry of no taxation without representation rang out from taverns to town squares. The Boston Tea Party, a defiant act of protest against British tea taxes, ignited the flames of rebellion. When British troops fired upon colonial militiamen at Lexington and Concord in 1775, the American Revolution had begun. The colonists, outmatched and outgunned, fought with the ferocity of men defending their homes and their ideals. In 1776, the Continental Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, issued the Declaration of Independence. Penned by Thomas Jefferson, this document declared that all men are created equal and endowed with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It was a shot heard around the world, a beacon of hope for oppressed people everywhere. The American Revolution was not just a fight for independence, it was a struggle for the very soul of a nation. It was a test of whether a government of the people, by the people, for the people could long endure. Section 4. Forging a Nation, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The victory at Yorktown in 1781 secured American independence, ending a long struggle against British rule. Yet the young nation faced an uncertain future, with debt and wary states. The Articles of Confederation proved too weak, lacking power to tax, regulate trade, or enforce laws. A new framework was needed to prevent chaos. In 1787, delegates met in Philadelphia for the Constitutional Convention. Debating for months, they drafted a document balancing the needs of large and small states. The result was the United States Constitution, laying the foundation for a new government. It created a federal system with a balance of power between the national government and the states, establishing three branches, legislative, executive and judicial, with checks and balances. The Bill of Rights, added in 1791, guaranteed fundamental rights. including freedom of speech, religion and the press, the right to bear arms and protection from unreasonable searches and seizures. The Constitution and the Bill of Rights stand as a testament to the wisdom of the Founding Fathers. They created a system that has endured, adapting to meet the challenges of a changing world. Section 5. Manifest Destiny, expanding the horizons of a young nation. The 19th century witnessed an unprecedented expansion of the United States, a period marked by ambition, exploration, and significant change. Driven by a belief in manifest destiny, the idea that it was their God-given right to expand their dominion from sea to shining sea, Americans pushed westward with determination and hope. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled the size of the nation, opening up vast territories for exploration and settlement. This monumental acquisition provided new opportunities and challenges for the young nation. Pioneers and settlers, lured by the promise of land and opportunity, braved treacherous journeys across the Great Plains and the Rocky Mountains. They faced harsh weather, difficult terrain, and the constant threat of danger. They established farms, built towns, and extended the reach of American civilization. These new communities became the backbone of the expanding nation, fostering growth and development. The acquisition of Texas in 1845 and the Mexican Cession in 1848 further expanded the nation's borders. These territories added vast tracts of land, rich in resources and potential. Yet this westward expansion came at a cost. The relentless push for new land led to the displacement of Native American tribes, who were forced from their ancestral homes. Native American tribes, displaced from their ancestral lands, were forced onto reservations. This forced relocation caused immense suffering and loss of culture and heritage. Conflicts with Mexico and other European powers arose over territorial disputes. The Mexican-American War, in particular, was a significant conflict that reshaped the map of North America. The expansion of slavery into the Western territories became a divisive issue, further fueling the sectional tensions that would ultimately lead to the Civil War. The question of whether new states would be free or slave-holding was a contentious and polarizing topic. The dream of manifest destiny, while fulfilling the aspirations of some, came at the expense of others, leaving a legacy of displacement and dispossession. The pursuit of this dream shaped the nation's history, for better or worse, and its impact is still felt today.